Two fragrances for him and for her from Tamavichi. Stay tuned. What's up, fragrance family? It's Neeb. Today I've got two fragrances from a brand that I didn't really hear much about a month ago. I kind of got exposed to this brand about a month ago. I actually had some conversations with the owner of the company. His name is Louaai. He's in the Fragrance Family group on Facebook. If you're not in that group, the links are all in the description. These two fragrances really caught my attention mostly because of that presentation. Getting interacted with louaai as well was a huge portion of the reason why I decided to go ahead and pick these up, along with the fact that not many people are talking about these fragrances. So I thought, hey, what the heck? Let me go ahead and get my nose on these bad boys. They look good. They're marketed as niche fragrances. They have some nice background to the company and all that good stuff, and some notes here that I saw that might smell good. So that's exactly what I did. I actually picked up Demigod and Empyrean. Empyrean is the one that's pour femme. It's marketed for females, and Demigod 21 is marketed for men. Now, I will start off by saying that both of these are pretty unisex. I actually enjoyed Empyrean a little bit more than I did Demigod. About a week ago, I had a live session that introduced this brand along with Mind Games, and we kind of went over the website actually. So if you need help navigating through the website, PM me, DM me, Instagram, Facebook, or check out that live video. Let's go ahead and get into the presentation. We'll start off with Demigod 21. This is what the box looks like. It's actually a nice, hefty, heavy cardboard. On the side of the box, we have these tassels. The first one opens up the box and it slides like so. And you'll see that the fragrance rests in the box along with this nice card. So you see that the fragrance actually looks like a flask, or not necessarily a flask, whatever you call. So the fragrance actually looks quite identical to that right there. And it actually looks really nice. I enjoy it. It looks like some, aging wine or alcoholic beverage. And this is what the bottle looks like. So it's a nice crystal cap with a silver collar. And then we just have the engravings in the glass here that goes all the way through. Demigod is in a silver plaque, as you see here. And this is an extrait de parfum and nothing on the bottom. Okay, and then on the card here, we can see that it says Tamavichi. And in this card, it says authentic Tamavichi. It's a certificate of authenticity, basically. And this fragrance was made in Dubai. All right, so that's the card. And let's get right into some of the notes. I'll actually post a note somewhere on the screen while I tell you guys what I get. So from my conversation with Louaai is that he visited a shop, I believe it was in Dubai, and it was a tea shop. And there was this, we have this Middle Eastern tea that we use sage and cardamom and stuff like that. And so heavy on the sage, of course. And he really wanted to capture that vision that he had at that shop there. So there was the mint, the sage, and the cardamom, all of which you see are on the top of the fragrance. And then in the middle, you see we have that rose, and then the vanilla, amber, and cinnamon at the base. So let's get this on strip and check out the atomizer. That atomizer is actually phenomenal. This is an awesome atomizer. And I will start off by saying that one of the first things I noticed was that this actually reminds me so closely, but I have to say it's a little bit higher end, if you will. It's I can sense a sense of like higher quality oils, but reminds me so much of Valentino V, the legendary Valentino V. I definitely pick up huge blast of sage. The sage is, this is a sage dominant fragrance, absolutely sage dominant. It's not the cardamom that you would expect. You think cardamom, you're probably thinking La Nuit de l'Homme or something of that nature, but it's not. This is a more herbal take on it, and it's a very toned down cardamom. Is it there? Yeah, but you're really gonna have to dig your nose to capture it. The mint, you're not gonna really get hit with a cooling type of mint. It's a more herbal take on mint, but mostly what dominates the top at this fragrance is the sage. Absolutely sage dominant fragrance through and through, actually. So the top actually lasts for quite a while, and the performance on this thing is monstrous. Yes, it's monstrous. I like to wear two fragrances during the day. About 6 hours in, I wanted to actually wear something else, but it was still there, and actually very, very potent. The one thing that I will say is that I didn't really sense too many transitions in this fragrance. So mostly what I got was the sage. I couldn't really pick up too much on any cinnamon. Amber, yes, I did pick up some amber. The scent got warmer. As far as the cinnamon and vanilla, it did get slightly sweet, so it's not too heavy on the vanilla. The cinnamon I didn't really get at all. The rose I can detect. It's kind of like a cloud of rose. It's nothing saturated or jammy or sticky type of rose, but it's definitely there. And mostly if I had to determine what I get in that mid is the Florentine Iris. So Florentine Iris, this is definitely a more floral take on an iris. It's a nice, smooth, not necessarily buttery, but this is not waxy. But the one thing that I will say, the resemblance that I got to Valentino V, there is I believe it might be the blend of the three top notes, that vanilla, or not the vanilla, the mint, cardamom, and sage, is it kind of comes off on my skin a little bit like cumin. And my beef with cumin is that on certain skin, it can come off a little bit like body odor. This, however, it's, I would say, 2 steps removed from a cumin note. So it's not necessarily that you have cumin here, but the way that it reacted on my skin definitely gave me some cumin. This is one that at first I sprayed it and it was nuclear and I just couldn't smell it. It took me a little while. I wore it for another 2 more days and then I started to appreciate it. It kind of almost settled down. You know, you get these in the mail, it's been bouncing around and stuff, so you don't really know what this fragrance, you know, how it's layered and how it's supposed to essentially shed off on your skin. And so to really appreciate this, I would say let it sit. However, if you love Valentino V, I almost guarantee you'll like this if you like Valentino V. For me personally, it's not 100% my cup of tea. I did have Rosassi Darej, and Darej is just, honestly, the quality of ingredients in it wasn't my cup of tea. This, however, I could actually tolerate in comparison to Rosassi Darej. Pricing for this is adequate. It's not bad, $159. I mean, if you guys think about it, you go and buy the new Tom Ford Noir Parfum, and it's not necessarily a niche, it's nothing unique. You're gonna pay about $180 for 100 ml. This is something nobody's ever heard of. It looks really nice in the collection, and that's my take on Demigod. It smells like a Middle Eastern, probably Turkish cup of tea, and I can definitely see a crowd for this one. But that's my take on Demigod. Let's go ahead and get into Empyrean. All right, so nothing different here with the presentation with the box. Nice cardboard, hard cardboard box. On the side, there's actually Empyrean by Tamavichi. Fill your sense with the roses of Damascus, Italian bergamot, and the essence of white musk, which will elevate your imagination to the highest of heavens. I think it's only fair for me to go back to Demigod and read the phrase here. So Demigod 21 by Tomavicci, a capturing yet mysterious scent that creates an alluring aura around you. So that was Demigod, and Empyrean was the rose. So this one actually smelled, in my opinion, better, much better actually. This is not necessarily better of a fragrance as a whole. This is better in terms of my style, my scent profile. So this is what the box looks like. And you slide it open and same story. We have this is the authenticity tab here, so you know it's authentic. And then on the inside, it rests like so. We have the felt sponge, and there's a nice little tab which helps you pull out the fragrance. Right, so we're done appreciating the box. And on the front of this, we have the Empyrean. So that's what it looks like. I really love the presentation. This presentation alone, to be honest with you guys, looks really dang good. I would probably pick this up just for the bottles because it looks really nice. I mean, take a look at the cap, and then it's the crystal that meets with a nice collar. You can see that there's actually a difference in the colors from the Pour Homme and the Pour Femme. And then the juice coloration, this is almost a little bit of a rose tint. And there's a good reason for that. Now, the notes I'm gonna post also on the screen. You can see the top, we have the nutmeg, we have the bergamot, and then in the mid, this is where the fragrance really sits, is in the mid. It's that Damascus rose, carnation, white musk, and peony, and then we have the vanilla, cedar, bahur, and vetiver. Bahur is essentially incense. It's a Middle Eastern incense, if you will. So this one actually sounded really nice, and it is actually pretty nice. I mean, look at that distribution. A+. And guys, this is really freaking good. If you like rose fragrances, if you love rose fragrances, this is awesome. This is awesome. This smells very realistic of a rose. It's just done in a bright way. If you're familiar with Zaharoff's Rosé, this treads in that category, in that realm actually. And it does a similar type of rose, but it doesn't necessarily go as dense or as deep as that, obviously, because of the additions of the bergamot, and then we have that peony and the carnation, and then we have the vanilla and cedar. So you see there's a lot of light aspects. Cedar is a woody note, but it's a lighter woody note. Peony, it's specifically white musk rather than white peony. White musk is also a more brighter note. It acts as a buffer. Peony and carnation, they are lighter types of florals, and then obviously the Italian bergamot. The Bakhur, I would have to say, and the vanilla are the only two potential dark notes, if you will. I can definitely pick up a lot more notes in this one. I have to say, this is a disclaimer because it's that important. You have to like rose fragrances. I love rose fragrances. And this is actually my cup of tea. This is really, really nice. If you're looking for, this actually smells like something that, if you're looking for a nice suit fragrance and you love the way the bottle looks and you're, debating between the two, this is still pretty good, but I would have to say that I would definitely pick this up. Now, is it strictly feminine? No, it's not. If one thing I could say about the brand is I would honestly suggest that they just rename them, and just not necessarily rename them. Obviously, it's not my brand, but I would just eliminate the pour femme and pour homme because they're both quite unisex. Yes, the Demigod does seem a little bit more masculine, but I think it's really limiting the potential for the Empyrean. Empyrean smells like a very naturalistic rose. It has like this, definitely can pick up the smoothness of the white musk. It's not done in excess. Carnation, thank God it's not done in excess either, because carnation is rather dated in a lot of fragrances. Peony, it's nothing too bathroom soapy, which peony can do quite frequently. The bourbon vetiver is there as well. Not too much amplification of the vetiver. It would smell a little bit earthier, dirtier. This is a good blend. The Bakhur is there, so it's not your typical incense. If you were to take, like, let's say for instance, an oud chip, and not necessarily the quality oud chips, and this doesn't speak for the quality of this fragrance, but if you take the oud chips that are coated in sugars, that are fragranced, that's what the Bakhur reminds me of. It doesn't necessarily remind me of take an oud chip and burn it. No, take a fragranced, sugared oud chip and burn it, and that's what this smells like. It's actually pretty good. For $159, not bad. Absolutely, my pick from the two has to be Empyrean. But all in all, like really, really, really impressed with this one. It's a rose fragrance though. Please be careful. Make sure you like rose fragrances. Let's talk about performance for both of these. I'm gonna knock this out all in one go. Demigod, let's start with Demigod. So, the projection on this thing is absolutely nuclear. This one, 4 hours, I could still smell it radiating around me for like 4 feet. This was a massive scent bubble. As far as projection for this one goes, it's a little bit softer, but still pretty damn good. 3 feet for a good 3.5 hours. 3 hours to be on the safe side. Longevity for this one was easily 12 hours. Sprayed on clothes, it's game over. You're not gonna get it off until you wash it. And longevity on this one, 8 to 10 hours, even on clothes about 10 to 12 hours maximum. These are both extrait de parfums and they're no chumps. This one I would say has to be the lighter of the two, but trust me, if this was any more concentrated, it would not be good. Price point, I think with $159, which is what it goes for on sale, I think that's a pretty adequate price, honestly. And it's still $159. Get connected with us. If any of you have this fragrance, please comment down below. Let us know what you think. Do you think it's quality? Do you think it's niche quality? And what do you guys think of these bottles? I want to know what you guys, the audience, think of these bottles. Is this something that you would even consider? Do you enjoy Valentino V? Do you enjoy rose fragrances? Let's just get talking, man. And that's honestly all I have to say about these two fragrances. If you want to get connected with louaai, check us out on the Fragrance Family group. If you enjoyed this video and the discovery of this brand new brand, and you want to watch videos just like this, many more are to come, hit that subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed watching this video half as much as I did making it. Peace.